You're very welcome to Extreme North here in the beautiful coastal town of Monaghan, County Donegal. I'm here beside Shane McCarville. Shane, a County Monaghan man, but you're going for an extraordinary record.
Yeah, this year hopefully I'm going to try and complete in around 70 marathons. So I am, and hopefully this Sunday now I'll break the Irish record and have completed 48 full and ultra marathons this year, all in Ireland so far, you know.
You've picked a fairly tough terrain to do it in Inishowen in County Donegal here. Preparations for that must have been quite tough.
Yeah, well, I've been running marathons every week, and I suppose I've done all my training over the last 2 years for all this sort of stuff. In July there I ran 10 marathons in 10 consecutive days, and then went on to run a couple of ultras. So when you compile all that together, it was fitting training for it, and then I had to try and recover for this marathon, you know. And after completing day one there today, now I'm very, very confident that I'll come through it and come through it well, hopefully here on Sunday, you know.
What time did you come in today on the first of the four?
I completed today in 4 hours 12 minutes, and I was very, very happy with that. I've struggled there for the last 2 weeks now with injury, and had a good physiotherapist back in Monaghan there, and she sort of got me back on the road there, you know. I had last weekend off, and I just done a wee 14-mile run round home and that, you know, just to keep the legs loose. Like.
A wee 14-mile round home is quite extraordinary for a lot of people. But tell me, looking at your body, trying to keep it right, you know, fluids is a massive thing as well. But as you said, you have a masseuse with you all the time.
No, well, I don't have a masseuse now with me. I don't have any of the flashy extras that maybe some of the people that has gone before me that has tried this sort of thing, you know. I'm sort of travelling around Ireland solo, you know. Sometimes I'm lucky enough to have my mother with me for company, but I try to try and keep the cost down, you know. When I get back down to Monaghan, sometimes I do get a rub down, sometimes I do get only when I'm sort of have an injury, you know, I'll go and get it looked at. I more or less do it all myself, foam roller and ice baths and stuff like that, you know, sitting upside down and all that sort of carry on, you know. But it's key is drinking plenty of water, like, you know.
Drinking water, but another thing is, where do you get, is there a particular reason? This is the challenge, why are you doing this? A lot of people out there would think you're mad trying to achieve this.
Yeah, well, like, you know, my father was a very, very special man now. Like, he never drank, never smoked, and he was a gentleman. He worked hard all his life, and I figured, well, if I'm ever going to come close to what my father was like to me, I was going to have to do something extraordinary, you know. So I suppose this is where I'm getting this fuel from, you know, to do this. You know, he passed away 10 years ago, and 10 years ago this month, and so it's a sort of fitting tribute to him that I'm going to break the Irish record on the month that he passed away 10 years ago, you know. But he when I'm running, he's with me today, you know. He pushes me on to the end, you know. And that's where I'm getting my energy and my fuel. People asking me, you know, how are you doing this? And like, I have no fear. I have no fear of. I suppose I'm limitless to my own personal. I don't have a fear. I have no. How would you call it? I don't care if it was to end up in a body bag. It wouldn't annoy me as long as I complete this challenge. That's how fearless I am, you know. And that's how I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm not afraid of anything, you know.
A lot of people out here doing their first marathon for the first time, and advice to people that are thinking about doing a marathon or even a half marathon or a 10k, advice that you would give them as you're quite an expert at it now.
Well, like, you know, you have to keep it realistic, you know, and build it steady, you know. I didn't just go out and start running 45 marathons in a year. I ran my first marathon in Dublin in 2008 and it nearly killed me, you know. So. And I didn't prepare properly. I didn't do me long runs. I didn't do me speed work. I was doing 5-10k every couple of days, and that was it. So if you're thinking of doing a marathon, you need to definitely get in the long runs. You know, keep the training more to speed work during the week, and then at the weekends get a good long run in. You know, that's key to getting a good time in a marathon.
And just looking over the next 3 days, you have the first one down. I suppose rest is on the agenda for the rest of the day. But have you done Donegal before, or have you been up here doing Extreme North before? If it's just a brand new challenge to you?
No, it's a brand new challenge. It was one that I actually seen last year. I met Harold in Dublin, and I had known about the Quadrathon last year, and I thought, geez, these guys are mad. You know, going to run 4 marathons in 4 days. And I had met Harold, and I explained to Harold that I was planning to run 64 marathons in 64 days and finish on the Quadrathon. But the way it wasn't going to work out, because they weren't going to be recognised. I was going to be running some of these marathons on my own, which they don't count then, because a marathon's an event, you know, and you can't just go out every day and run 26.2 miles and say you're running marathons. You have to run the event and race against people. So hence the reason why I picked to run so many marathons in 1 year, to try and set that record, you know.
Give us the amount of marathons you're trying to do again this year. It is how many?
I'll finish on around 70 marathons this year.
70 marathons, and you had to come to Donegal to finish it off, and we're delighted to have you here. And look, we'll not talk about the football, but thanks for coming down. Shane Barkley, 70 marathons in 1 year, a massive feat, so well done to Shane.
Dead on. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
All right.